my mother parents gave her a good dowry, a very excellent dowry. I don't know about all about $200 to a gold piece because um Vicky, Victoria,
You want Vicky?
yes, you could tell the part about the Taylor part.
Okay.
Oh, you remember that part?
The part about the Taylor part?
Yeah, where my um the Taylor went to. That's the nice thing about that pill. It confused my head.
Just take a nice big deep breath in. Breathe in through your nose.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
Well, if you're not gonna do what I say, I'll go get Vicky.
Vicky, okay.
I like keep.
Uh, the pill part, and anyway, my father got all this money, and he was teaching school in San Andres. And my mother was a pupil, and they fell in love. My brother was only 16 years old, and my father was 26. But anyway, they fell in love and they got married. But my parents, the grandparents, seemed that they had a lot of land. And the figured that since my father was from Nicaragua and my mother was from Colombia, and the transportation was not very good. He, he, they, they didn't give him land like I gave the other ones that got married. They got land. So they gave my mother that for dowry, they gave me gold. So, but after my father went over Colorado to preach to me, he was he was a priest, and he went to Colorado, and he thought he bought up my land, and that been having children and land. So the eldest children, like Carmen, he sent to she sent to school, the best school they had there, Carmen, and she was the eldest. She was born in 1900, and Jack was second, Bethel, Stanley, Carmen, Jack, Bethel, and Stanley. Jack, Milton, and Stanley was sent to apprentice school. They learned tailoring, because that's what my father did. Also, preach and because one kid you go to the store and buy a suit. You somebody has to make it. They measure you and make your suit, measure you and make you good dress or whatever you wear. So, but after they were sent to private school and they worked there in Bluefields and I think in Pentagon or someplace about there. But then Milton, Jack went to Biracaba and said he met an Asian girl and he decided to settle down in Biracaba. But Milton didn't want to. He wanted to go spread his wings. That was just. So he took a ship and decided to go come to the U.S. And he came to the state, and he started working for he, he came to New York, and he got a job working in um in a not tailoring shop, but the one that the kind that the
Dry cleaners?
dry cleaning shop that I make suits. So he worked there after a while and saved his money. Then he told the guy, his boss, that he wanted to open his own shop. So the guy told him, yes, it was a good idea, but they need more terrorist stores around in Harlem. So he did. And he opened shop and he was successful. So with that, he sent for Sandy. And Sandy came, and he and Sandy worked together for a while. Then Sandy decided to open his own shop. And they got with the shop. Okay, then that was but
Milton?
Megan and Megan and Sandy. But Jack didn't want to come to the States. Okay. Then they decided to send, my father decided to send Timothy and Barrett to
Straight College,
State College.
which was a high school.
Yeah, they had to finish high school and finish college. But then Herbert decided he wanted to go to Cartagena. So he sent Herbert to Cartagena to college
To go to medical school.
to become a doctor. Then afterwards, they decided to send patients and nurses to Jamaica to become ladies, that's the called. They called finishing school.
Finishing school.
Okay, then I was there. So I felt when I got about the 18 and 19 years old, as I thought we came back from we went to
Cartagena?
We went to San Andres and Cartagena, and then we came back to Cologne. And when I came back to Cologne, I decided, and I went back to Cologne with the movies, and but I thought that I didn't want to go to the A school anymore. And my friend said, okay, where to walk? Convent. I went to the convent. But then I wasn't satisfied there either. And then about 19 years, I thought I wanted to become a pharmacy. I didn't know where I got that idea from. But so because, as you said, everybody at the school excepted me. Why? What the hell we did? You gave me the thing that I was too dumb, I could never learn. So he said, okay. So Carmen had to, we met Carmen in Cologne. We came back from Cartagena. We met Carmen and she decided she was going to stay in Cologne. And she got a machine, a sewing machine. And my mother had bought some machine, and she gave her the sewing machine. And she got a job with the army, making shirts.
Gotcha.
So when I came to to college in 38. I was 18
You were
years old.
18. Okay.
Yeah, when I came to college, I'm about in 38 or 39. I don't exactly remember what year. I I told her that my father told me I should find a school. I knew a guy who was a pharmacist, and he told me that I was kind of not have the high school diploma and have to learn and everything was in Spanish, and I wasn't fluent in Spanish. But anyway, he said I could try it. But Carmen decided, he says, why waste your time? If you become a pharmacist, you'd be about 40 years old before, and you'd be too old. So she talked me out of it. To work with her, that she would teach me to sew. That's why I sew.
That's how you learned to sew. Oh, okay.
And
Let me ask you something real quick before you go on. So when you were in Bluefields, you said you went to the Catholic school for a while?
convent, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Oh, yes. I went to convent.
Okay. But anyway, go back. So she wants you to sew. She wanted you to help. She wanted you to help her.
So that she was supposed to also make armature because she had the contract with the army to make armatures.
Army shirts. Okay.
And
With the U.S. Army, right?
huh?
The United States Army.
Yes.
Okay.
United States Army, but that's a good job.
Panama, I'm sure, has its own army.
Yeah, but I think that was. And anyway, but the first thing that I just start from scratch, she gave me material to go to the store to find thread to match. And no silk thread, I had to get cotton thread.
Cotton thread.
Cotton thread, yes. No silk thread, cotton thread. And if I didn't get the right thread, she would hit me. Oh, she'd rag to beat you. And she carried on like that. And then, okay, she hit me for beat up for a while because I didn't put it for the right thread. And then otherwise, otherwise she would keep after the cupboard was 6 feet tall. And she used to wear 3-inch high heels. And for some reason, and I don't know why, short men was
They liked her. She liked
they like to be tall women.
Yeah.
And so she was come on 20 years older than me.
Right.
And so
She was about 38 then.
uh,
She was about 38.
yeah.
Yeah.
And well, after then I graduated from fine thread. I graduated from thread to match. I got get the contract, and then of course I was start making buttonholes.
Okay.
But then I took too long to learn buttonholes. The zebra holes, I happened to cut them, and I get so nervous. I would cut the buttonholes and stick the whole thing down. And she would never buy me. I never had no new clothes. I don't have the new shoes. We had 3-inch heel shoes. I take up her dress, away her dress. I saw Tans, is my cousin.
Hortense. Right?
Her Tans, they were me call her Tans. Which is my cousin, told me to leave her. So And that thing too, she did cook. I was hungry.
Mm.
So I go to test and test to me. The test to me, why you not a teenager anymore? Why don't you leave her? I said, we're going to come and stay with us. And so I went and stayed with her. I took Carmen, I couldn't take her no more. I went and stayed with Carmen. I went with Tess. And then, by the train, I went looking for a job. And I found this job. I didn't have a dash in
Okay.
college.
All right.
It said, all they said was material.
Mm.
And the lace, the whole lace, and we had to cut the lace. Because the lace began with, and, but I pay for $2 a week. And I think I finished working there. I don't remember whether I was working with Phyllis or Eula. But anyway, one of them, they tell me how to make $10 and $12 a week instead of $2 a week. So what I would do, I would make what we do with they have layaway.
Okay.
So you the girl would come in and she would buy 10 years of material because the material was very cheap.
Mm-hmm.
10 cents a yard and so forth. And she buy a lot of it and put like airway.
Mm-hmm.
But if you $20 worth, we charge her, she pay $2 down,
Mm-hmm.
and but I have to be $80, but say $80 have to be $10. But understand?
So how did that happen? What happened to the other $8?
With my pocket. And that's the way but he didn't know, but his wife had somebody there because if I am tending to a customer,
Mm-hmm.
the Eula wouldn't be nowhere near me. Neither would Phyllis. That way, if I get caught,
You're on your own.
I'm my own, that's right. But that's the way it was. And his wife had, because he really liked me.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted me to write it letters for him, and which I did.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote letters to companies. I went sending them to Nigeria and for lace and so forth. And when Lucy came and she decided she wanted to work there. But we never let her in. Because,
Did she work? She end up working there?
uh,
Did Lucille end up working there?
no!
Oh, okay.
Because he didn't like her.
Yeah.
He told her, I told him, I the one brother, I told her, I said, I think, you think I can write, I cannot write letters, but I have a sister who can write. And he didn't like the way she write the letters.
No.
So, and he used to go across the street from this store was the hotel. I used to go there and drink like a beer and stay drinking beer there, and then we go home at 12 o'clock, have lunch, and we come back at 2.
Like that's your siesta, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
right. I come back at 2, go at 5, I want to go at 7. So, he had to go away. Here's the way those dudes So Sharon,
Mm-hmm.
when she came to me one day and said to me, um, her sister was getting married. Um, and would I come and have her cook? And I during siesta time.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, sure, I can have you cook. I don't mind. So I went to have her cook during siesta time, 12 to 2. One day I did as she made the meatloaf with delicious, but don't make anything in it anyway. And when I went back the next day, she told me to wash windows. I don't know, I didn't wash the windows. You wash the windows, you got your brother here, he washed the windows. I'm not washing any windows. So with that, she, well, I know you cheated. I know you cheated. But I can't. I go find her. I go catch you, and I'm gonna put you in jail for cheating. I says, you got to prove that I'm cheated, 'cause you can't prove it, don't you? I cheated nothing. And yours knows that I am not cheated. No. And so with that, with that, I quit.
Yeah, smart move.
And then I got the job on this street that the cool spot was on.
What now? Oh, the street the cool spot was on?
Yeah, the
Oh.
street that the cool spot was on.
Mm-hmm.
And where World War World War II was on too. And when the cool spot was on, but I got that job, though this guy, I forgot his name, he was Jew also. But what he did was, he never had his sold material, he sold, what you call it, perfume, all kind of perfume. He sold all kind of cosmetic. Then I liked his brother and he liked me and his wife liked me and but he was worried because he told me, asked me, what did I think that he was wrong to leave Germany and live his partner. Then he explained to me that the same way that Trump was carried on here, they put him in jail and he came back out and he had a lot of followers and you don't know this about Hitler.
Yeah, he started the Nazi movement.
Yeah. And he told they had a business together. And he told his father, I think we need to get out of Germany because they were picking on the German, on the
Jews.
Jews. And his father, oh no, it's going to be over. It's going to be over. They're going to get rid of him and everything will be all right. But he says, he got nervous and because they used to have it to take Jews that found him in a restaurant, they having to kiss him behind of a pig or a cat, any kind of thing they could do.
Torture.
So he told him, he said, listen, I am nervous. I just feel that something worse will happen. So I do a next set of how this property I get out of this country. No, I'm not going nowhere because ain't nothing going to happen. And the Germans are going to let that him take over. But the Germans will put him because the Germans were lazy and they wanted what the Jews had and the way they go get it taken by force. So he said, he told you, okay, the friend, this friend told him, I will buy you out if you insist on going. But he said, I insist on going. So he had one son which is about 8 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and his wife. His father bought him out, and he told his father, if you don't want to come, send your wife and your children with me. And the wife said, no, she's not going. She will stay with her husband. And the children, that's the children because nothing go happen.
Mm-hmm.
So he left.
Mm.
And at that time, they weren't so bad they could leave.
Right. It hadn't gotten really bad
Yeah,
yet.
so she left. They left. And when they left, he corresponded him for about a year. And all of a sudden, he wrote him, and he didn't hear not more, couldn't get any answer from him. So he had a German friend that he knew he could trust. So he wrote him and asked him to find out what happened to his father. So the friend said, I don't know. Wrote him back and told him, I didn't know what happened to the guy and his family. But there were building up concentration camps all over the place, and were holding the news in them like crazy. So maybe that's what happened to him. And he wanted he says, I feel very guilty.
Yeah.
I should have. I said, you couldn't take him before in the autumn.
Yeah.
He's a man.
Right.
He didn't want to
He
go.
made his
He
decision.
didn't go.
Yeah. That's so
So
sad.
don't feel guilty.
Mm-hmm.
But he said he felt guilty about
Yeah,
it.
sure.
And he never did hear about from him.
Mhm.
So just forget that he went to the country to keep Christian camp and that was the end of him.
Yes.
Well, I tell you what I should like. Right around the corner from where the shop was, because he would go in his car, load his car up with material and all kind of these cosmetic and things he had, and drive to Silver City. And said I get at 9 o'clock, he would go over there, come back around 12, and his wife would come down, and he would though his wife didn't come, he would send me to the bakery to get a loaf of bread. It's called those hard
Like
bread.
the hard dough bread.
Yeah. And then they would invite me to lunch with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I go to the house, and she have the table all set up, and we sat down and have lunch. Then when we have lunch, we take the dishes in the kitchen, and they say that they're going on sleep, rest, and I can go home and just hold the door behind me. So I told her, I said, well, I will get in the kitchen, I'll clean the kitchen for you, and then I will put the door behind me, then I go home myself. And that's how I met your father. But, the Jews should see them. I'll be at the door, at the haberdashery door,
Mm-hmm.
and there would be all those guys that dressed up the either khaki uniform or the white uniform, and they look so sharp.
The Navy guys, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
And they do so good. And you watch them and they go laughing and having fun and go up to
Cool spot.
the cool spot. So That's how I met the
Yeah,
father.
yeah, because you told us the story of the cool spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Wow.
And oh, yeah. So I then when I say I stay with then I got pregnant with this guy. Not pregnant. I got fell in love with this. He was with this guy. He was a 38, 40-year-old man,
Mm-hmm.
and I was a 20-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! And nobody gonna tell me nothing. And he's I don't know, but anyway, when he decided that he wanted to get married, that's something told me, no, you don't want that. You don't want it. So I ended up pregnant, and that was it. Then he decided it was his child.
Oh Lord.
So, well, then when he wanted his baby, so well, the guy that was the talk about the pharmacy thing, his mother, um, I didn't have nowhere to go.
Because you were living with Hortense, right?
Yeah, I was living at Ted's
Yeah.
house.
And did she get upset when she found out you were pregnant?
No. I don't know I don't know why I left Ted's. Because Ted's house was very good. But I worked at this guy, the pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
Mother took me in.
Mm.
And I went with her, and I stayed there with her. A boy that overworked me like you would believe.
Yes.
No, we don't have Thanksgiving in Carol, but they go have Thanksgiving. She got a turkey from in Silver City,
Mm-hmm.
and she got a turkey, and she don't know the first thing about. And that turkey took she used to work the heck out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And when I had the baby, Carmen used to come around. Carmen never come up the terrace,
Mm-hmm.
but Carmen come around. And then she used to come and come. You go in the room and you stay in the house. You stay in the house. I know. And then one day I said to myself, I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to sit right over here with this baby, my baby. So Carmen came and saw the baby, and the Carmen tell me, you come out, want you back home. I want you back. So I went back with Carmen, and then Carmen decided she was going to adopt the child.
That was Eddie. You're telling Eddie's birth story.
Yeah. And but she died.
Yeah, before she could ever adopt him.
Yeah.
She died.
So she had this room. It's a big room, big like this room on the vestibule, or the big make one big room together.
Okay, wow.
And they had and said, yeah, if a woman wants a husband, they're going to call it up because
They could find a man there. Big
yeah,
international
because
city.
it cut out. And they hired the girl. I know the man name is Manny, and the boy, the son name is, he write up everybody that he write you about what the one with not about the women. I would think of it later.
Okay.
But anyway, you write of that boy who with uh, what's the name of that? They come out at 4 o'clock.
Oh, Andy Griffith.
Yeah, and the Griffin, they bought the
Opie.
so, yeah, Opie. Remind you, the son remind you of Opie.
Okay.
And okay, so they state how what? Oh yeah, Barney and the son and the I don't cannot remember the child name and the had an aunt around the Irish that I told you cook the beans.
Right. With the coconut,
Okay,
with the milk,
so
dumplings.
they just they stayed there for they had to wait check they came in illegal because when you come to Cologne you have to put some money in down.
Mm-hmm.
It was $90. $90 at that time was like $1,000 or $2,000. Okay, so you had to put $90 down for 3 of them, and they didn't have that kind of money.
Right.
So they came in and illegally, and Carmen took them in. When the guy, the son, Barney got a job at the Colorado, and he contacted TV.
TV. Okay.
And when he contacted TV, she didn't get it because as soon as she found it had to be, she got out of the bed with him.
Mm-hmm. That was her husband.
Your husband, right? And so she and her son used to sleep together. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, Carmen wasn't careful, but she developed TB. Mm-hmm. Carmen got the TB bad, but I can see her face, but I can't place her name. Mm-hmm. But anyway, the wife couldn't. The wife couldn't, so she wouldn't stay with her husband more because she didn't want to contact the TV. Mm-hmm. So but she didn't have no social life either. Mm-hmm. So she asked me at the time, which I was staying there. I was staying with tents, and she asked, but I used to go go up to the comments. I know why you go every day about to be after they were go to comments. Mm-hmm. And then she asked me, would I do her a favor or could I keep that secret for her? And I told her I would try it. That's what kind of secret. Then she told me that she met this guy and she was wondering that she liked this guy and this guy wanted her to leave her husband, but she didn't want to leave him because what to become of him.
And he was good to her. He was a good husband to her.
Yeah, she never left him. Mm-hmm. But he stayed there. So maybe she would tell him that, oh, I'm good. You know, it's so lonely here without you and going on and so forth. I think I'll go to the movies. Enid, you all go to movies with me? Yeah, I go to movies. And so we go to movies. But she didn't go to movies. I go to movies. She paid my way to movies. And she go to the room with this guy. And then when the movie is over, I would go on the hotel that they were in, knock on the door, and she would come and say, okay. And on the way home, since you walk home, I would and fill her in about
tell her what the movie was about.
Yeah. That way. And so that went on for a while. And then
she could tell her husband, oh yeah, this was the movie was about, so she could kind of keep the.
That's right. And so then after I met Herman, I didn't go Carmen anymore. I went to go Carmen because I had the baby.
Right. Well, let's stop for a sec. So who was Eddie's father? What was that guy's name?
His name was, I don't remember. But his name was, his first name, he was a Jamaican.
Was it Clifton? No.
No.
Harrison?
Wait to see. Brothers. Williams, I think. Yeah, William.
And you said he was getting other girls pregnant too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got that girl that she's from Haiti.
She was from Haiti.
Yeah. And then I met her and Phyllis and I, then me and Yuri's wife fell out, had a big argument, and I told her about, that's how I met, no, I met this guy, and and we used to go by the store,
Oh yeah.
and you drive by, and he never, I couldn't start him, but every time I walk out the store, there he was. So we walk home, and then I told Iris I didn't want to get rid of him. I don't know how to get rid of him, because Iris said, well, invite him to come to the movies, and I will go with you. And we went to the movies, and he came, and he bought 2 tickets, one for me, one for him. And I said to him, well, you didn't buy any ticket for Miss Iris? I didn't buy the movies. I said, well, I did. Iris said, well, don't worry about it. I can buy my own ticket. So she bought everything. And while we were looking, he said, look at the movie, he tried to film me up, and I started knocking down and said me, gave him a knock. I said to Iris, because she was sitting there, she said behind, he wants me to give him a knock. Would you have me see how to give me a good knock one? And had to go take movie like the movie. But that he ever walk out the movie house. And I never saw him anymore.
And what did it mean to give him a knock?
Go to bed with him.
Oh, okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Give him a knock. Then I met Clifford. I don't remember how I met Clifford. But Clifford, he was one extreme, I love one extreme. I could look at a dress and say, oh, I like that dress. Next thing I know, I got that dress.
Wow.
And it was crazy. And anyway, I don't know how I met her, right?
Right. Yeah, you told the story at the cool spot. You were waiting for Clifford. And,
yeah. And that...
Clifford wouldn't even hold your hand, right? He never even kissed you or anything.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
He was that. Yeah, he was really something else. And then the night I met Herman, and he came up after I didn't know he was going to get me talk about that, because the reason why I met Herman and the reason why I got mad at him is because after he jumped ship, he didn't have any money.
Right. You told that story.
Yeah. And we used to go to the beach, land the beach, and then talk about getting married. And they think I knew we were married, because he would talk, he would tell his girlfriend here, he met his girlfriend on a train, and she told him that he saw this diamond ring in his children. It'd be $25 a month. Yeah, and he would, if you would send that, higher $25 a month cheaper. And he mentioned, and he said that you're going to sell her nothing. He didn't want her, so he didn't.
So this was a girlfriend from the States?
Yeah, girlfriend in the States, yeah.
What was her name, you remember?
And then he didn't send her the money.
What was her name? Did you know her name?
Yeah, look, that's 100 years ago. I don't remember her name. I think about it. Those stupid pills, y'all get me messing my memory.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, good. You did good. That was a lot of good information.
Yeah.
One last part. Can you talked about how when years later when you were in Harlem, I think in Harlem, you went to somebody. Was it Leola's funeral? You and Daddy were there, and then Eddie's father was there in the congregation, and he kept looking at you.
That's what. Leola, after Lola had wrote me for Corona, asked me would I sponsor her to come into the state.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her I didn't have didn't have a job,
Mm-hmm.
but I would see if one of my brothers would do it. Because Herman didn't have a job. Herman went to college.
Mm.
And so I asked Milton would he sponsor his cousin because Milton and her cousin Milton knew him.
Mm-hmm.
And so Milton, we're our family.
Right.
So Milton said, yeah, he would be happy to sponsor because she worked at the Canal Zone.
Mm.
So Milton sponsored her, and she came out and she used to come out to the to Long Island where I live almost once or twice a month. Just come out there and spend the weekend because then eventually she brought her daughter with her, Leah,
Yeah.
and they equal for and the field.
Roosevelt Field?
Huh?
Roosevelt Field? No.
No, that field got the baseball field.
Oh.
They make it into a project.
Oh, I don't know.
The baseball field. Okay. Anyway,
What is it? Where was the field?
She said it was a baseball field probably in Harlem or somewhere.
not out in Brooklyn.
Ebbets Field?
Everything, yeah. That's right. She had got a property in Everett, and so with that, she used to come out to and then her guy. I told her when she worked she did work out in the Carl Zone. But I thought she was a typewriter secretary.
Mm-hmm.
But she wasn't. She used to, she took care of, she was in the meat department.
Oh.
So I told Herman, that time he graduated when she came.
Mm-hmm.
And he was working at the Amsterdam News.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him that she was a secretary in it's a God of souls. And so when I haven't hired her, he thought she didn't know a thing about typing or anything like that.
Yeah.
But he told her not to worry about it. He was manager of the he was circulation manager. So he gave her a job to teach her how to load the paper and so forth. So with that, she got that job. I told her not to fool over the secretaries because they'll come there and pretend that they are her friends and meanwhile because they thought they do. Here she's a foreigner coming and get a big time job, and they're secretaries for years and they get a job. And so they want to go get her fired. So he told, don't go out with her to lunch, don't do anything when they're there. But whenever they ask for to ask her to come go have a drink, don't do it. So she did it. And anyway, give me water. So
Okay.
So he got her the job of the nail. She was the manager. He got to hold the nail, the paper, and she was a fast learner. So and meanwhile he's back in color because he was kind of running around with Tom, Dick, and Harry, and she was never. So she left him.
Who?
Her husband.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, John. And when that's when she decided to write because I had write her and asked her to get Eddie's birth certificate and send it to Lucille because we were going to send for Eddie as soon as we get a place. And we want him to have his birth certificate. I don't know. I just got how he got colored with just guy's passport, told the guy you're born and get the guy the birth certificate. But at this time he gonna need a birth the one from the government.
Right.
So she did. She went to college and she sent it to me and I sent it to Lucille. Okay. Well, after, so that's when we started to correspond with each other. And then she called right there after would I sponsor her.
Right. But Milton ended up doing it. She came
Milton
and Daddy
ended up
hired
doing
her.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. And so after Milton, after she came and she used to come out to the house almost every other weekend. She would come out and spend the weekend. Because Nia stayed with Anita. So anyway, then we
So she got sick. Kind of. Did she get sick?
who?
Leola, because I'm.
But no,
Okay.
she worked for a good while. But at the matter of fact, when him was fired, she took out his job.
What?
Yeah, when she got sick, she what's his name? Gave her she told me he didn't he paid all her doctor bills
Oh wow.
I gave her so much money a month until she died.
Wow. She had cancer, or what was wrong?
Huh?
What was wrong with her?
Well, she had woman trouble,
Mm.
and doctor had to have a histo. If she did have a histo, he would turn to cancer, and he could care. But she figured if she get cancer, and John would come back to her. But he didn't until after she died. So when she died, I go to the Everfield apartment with the woman, and but I tell her, and she said, "Bring you drive when you come on." I said, "We have one car, and my husband Herman needs a car. Cause that time Herman was the priest. Herman needs a car, but then I didn't want to drive in Brooklyn.
Right.
Cause Brooklyn was before I was, and anyway, we yeah. Okay. Then she sent her John after he lied to her, tell her that he would never do that again. And he got a job delivering papers in with delivering papers with the
Amsterdam News.
no, not the big one, the big
The New York Times.
not yes, the Times. Yeah. I'm delivering papers with the Times. Oh, that's why he got a job there, working with them. And then as soon as he got a little change, and he was there to buy a car. I learned he knew to drive. He knew to drive because I drove in Panama. He got a car. He was big shot, and then he really got wild, and that's why. And and the doctor told her she need to have an operation. She needs to have her ovaries taken out, but she wouldn't do it, and she died. So Leah said, Leah was about 10 years old when she came. But one year that Leah gets was a teenager. And so the law at the time in the States was if you child come in as a teen as a child, and then she automatically become a citizen.
Okay.
So he automatically became a citizen, and so she never had to worry about becoming a citizen. But then the younger is, when the other decided to become a citizen, I decided she got me to take her. So I took her, and at that time, I used to read a lot of novels. And I would read Andersonville. And I took the book with me because I knew what it's like. You go in the guide, question you, question you, and then they hurried and questioned her. But after when he called me in, questioned me, I had my Andersonville book with me. So he said, "Oh, you read that? Oh, I love that book." And that's how we did, we talk about the book. Talk about that book the whole time. So he became, when she went in the exam, he did, write a paper and let her go. So she became, That's the way I got my citizenship. And that's my license.
Yeah, but don't go into that story. You're finishing the story about the funeral.
Oh, yes. So he went to so she got the doctor told her, Doctor Peterson. That's what you were
Ruth's
called.
family member, right? Yeah.
Cause
Grandma.
he told her she need to have an operation and get rid of it, but she wouldn't. She wouldn't. So it killed her. So we went to the funeral. I went to church. She's a Roman Catholic. So went in Brooklyn to the Roman Catholic church, and there we were about 3 pews we had. And when he looked around, he saw me, and he kept on looking at mountain, where that's what the Hagel said. And with the Herbert said to me, let's go.
That was Eddie's father, you're saying? Yeah.
And we left.
And you left, yeah. Wow.
I don't know what he was trying to do.
So it's like a lot of the people from Panama, they all ended up in New York, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, well that's good. You did good, man. That's probably about an hour you were speaking today.
So after I got here and moved out to Long Island, in Long Island, you had to learn to drive because when we moved up in day 2, there was no public transportation. We had to walk. I walk about 2 or 3 blocks to the bus stop. We live on Lehman Road. The bus was on Woodson Road. You had to walk
all the way to Woodford.
All the way down to get the bus. And then the bus take you the bus station, and then you wait for another bus. But it takes you about 2 or 3 hours to go where you got to go. So anyway, when Herman, my son, got sick, I decided that I went to Mineola, which is the
county seat or whatever, the capital.
Yeah, I went there twice to get my license. I know I got my license. I didn't when I failed my driver's test. I failed my driver's test. I passed the written test, but I failed the driver's test. So I talking to somebody about it. I said, honey, you don't go to Mineola to get your driver's test, to get your driver's license. Those guys out there will not pass you because they think you got to put the bottom milk in the floor and make a tub without spilling a drop. And unless you can do that, you ain't going to never get the license. So don't go out to Manila. Go to Lindbrook or to Bond Street, Lindbrook or Buckwood Center. So I decided to go to Lindbrook. So the examiner came up to me and says, so you want to become you want a license to drive in Long Island? I said, yes, sir. I'm back. Where are you from? I said, I'm from Ocoral, but originally from Nicaragua. That was all. That man didn't care what I did. I was the piece of driving. You know what a shift?
Yeah, the shift car. Yeah.
The shift car, the thing that the shook. Oh my God, I knew. I said to myself, he did the whole time, because he was there during Sandino's time. And he
was a Marine, I think, right?
Yeah. And and I said myself, after the time was up, right, I thought if he did not fail me, I could protest him. But he didn't fail me.
He passed you.
He didn't fail me. Got my license.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
Okay, well, that was great, Mom. That was,
Yes, which subject?
I don't know. Right here. All right, thank you. That's good.